Thank you for coming on into the live and sharing your essence with me in this eternal moment of which we all share an inextricable and inexorable part. Thank you for doing your part for coming on in, and we'll do the same without wasting a single second of your time. Bada bing, bada boom, we go into the charts. So the contracts are rolling over, so the price might not match your trading platform right now, so please be careful. This type of every 3-month rollover shenanigan stuff I'm not quite familiar with. It's kind of new to me. I remember the last time it switched over, the old one took a while for NinjaTrader to actually update. I think that comes next week. yeah, so what does that mean in terms of the trading volume for the assets that still remain? As it stands right now, as we're looking at the delta here, we're getting we had more delta back here than we do currently, so this could be a bearish divergence on the delta here. If we go ahead and draw a trend line here and another trend line here. This is, if we go back to this pivot over here, actually, come on. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of the contracts that are entering here. Shout out to everyone here, by the way. Previously down in the bottom here, it looks like we had over 300. We had a bunch of buys down here, 874 buys down at that point of control. So we're currently at the VWAP for the daily on at this point here. Previous point of control back here at 238, value area high 285. Let's go ahead and take a look. We're gonna zoom out here really quick and just take a look at everything. So NQ had this surge up from 279 all the way up to 469. So this price, the NQ1, which is the main futures contract, which is perpetual, is not going to match the NQU, which is frozen in time, and I believe we now switched over to NQZ, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so this is the new one. We gotta add this to the watch list. So the NQZ is going to match the NQ1 right now, and the previous one up until yesterday was the NQU, which is down here at 274. Don't ask me why it does the price gap and all that stuff. I'm still relatively new to the whole concept here, but you're going to see slight differences as they vary. The old September contract and the December contract. And then as they get down to switching it out completely, then the volume on the NQU is going to get scant. So you have to make sure when you're in NinjaTrader, for example, oops, this one, that this contract that says 923 gets switched over to the next one. and so they don't have the next one basically until probably next week. So until that time, the volume is going to be slowly leaving the NQ September one. So amidst the bottoming out yesterday, that was some fun price action yesterday, but it's in the past now, so we're going to delete this. That little 618 bounce that we took at the end there, that was pretty nice. Absolute bottom feeding right there, that was pretty epic. Gap up here. So the trend-based fib served us well, so we're going to delete these. It went all the way down to the 2, fulfilled its destiny, and basically the 786 held on that impulse up here. Okay, so in the bigger picture now, if we go ahead and take this and look at this, go to the impulse here, go down to there. So the next line in the sand for a potential hit up into these regions would be the 15372 region. That is a 236 level for a bullish trend-based fib reclamation idea to go up higher, perhaps. It is Friday, Run for Profit Friday, ladies and gents. Started out the day with this gap up here of the contract rollover idea, and then we came back down during the London session. Now we're creating this idea of a potential continuation to the upside here. I'll be honest, I'm freaking tired right now. I was up way too late this entire week. Kind of getting like a bearish kiss of the cloud here as the momentum fades on the 1 minute. We did have hidden bullish on the money flow and the RSI here on the 1 minute. Momentum pointing to the upside across 2 subatomic time frames. Can we reclaim that cloud? Let's go back to the 𝗥𝗲𝗃 platform. Link in the description for more, looking at how you can see behind the orders inside of the candles. We're just observing, don't really have an opinion either way. That's the best way to be, I think, because you don't have a thing you're looking for in the charts. You just see how things are. And when you see how things are, you can act accordingly. When you want things to be a certain way, then you get hooked into a perspective that is most likely wrong. This is the NQU. If we choose the all instruments here, do they have a NQ that's not? Let's see, NQ. So they do have the NQZ available and the continuous one. I think we have the continuous one up. $277. So let me make sure this is the proper amount. 471. Yeah. So the 𝗥𝗲𝗃 one is different from the NQ1 right now. Let me see if I can change this. All instruments NQ. Not open yet, maybe? NQ. So you're gonna get this like wonkiness of stuff not adding up 100% price-wise because the contracts on a lot of platforms haven't switched over, even though the rollover started yesterday. It's not an exact seamless thing. Wait, why is it not loading here? Hello? I feel that, Chief. I took one at 4 a.m. Eastern with one eye open. Oh, nice. Good. Yeah, it's I just finished work too, so I'm kind of like, you know, I put the kids to bed and then my son insisted that I sleep next to him, and then I ended up like passing out. Is the audio not doubled up today? It sounds all right. Why is it not loading now? That's weird. Well, we'll just load everything again then, shall we? Don't save. Exit. Uh, 7 minutes to open. Audio good? Nice. Yeah. Fall asleep with the kids sleep. Yeah. So we managed to reclaim the cloud here on the 1 minute. This finger up and the hidden bullish divergence on the 1 minute was your clue. Boop. One thing looking at on the, if this will load properly. There we go. Connections. Connect. Okay. So one thing, we're going to close this really quick while this is loading and show you the NinjaTrader. So if you had been around about an hour ago, there was a nice little confluence set up with the SMAs and everything down here. That was basically back here, rising up, rising up. See, the wonkiness I remember experiencing the last time the contract rolled over is like the main thing I was like, okay, so which contract should I be looking at? Like, this is the NQ1 is the continuous one that you can look back, like, despite all the contracts rolling over and whatnot. And the reason the price surges up is the new one is valued higher for whatever reason, so this takes on the value of the new contract, and so it's flipped to 475, whereas the old one is still old. But they both trade in this tandem wave, and then slowly the old one starts to get less volume and move less abruptly, and then suddenly it's the next one next week. And then I remember waiting for NinjaTrader to actually give us the new one. I wanted to switch to the new one. I was ready to switch to the new one, and it wasn't available on NinjaTrader. So you basically have to trade the old one right now until next week. And then Tradeovate, I believe, had it first, like Apex had it first, and then NinjaTrader got it second, which I found to be strange. So what would make sense to see for a confluence thing would be to come back to this 259 region on this old contract chart down here. and that would coincide with a possible pullback continuation idea. On the 32 bar, everything's flat in terms of bullish or bearish. It's not either. We go to the 𝗥𝗲𝗹 thing, getting a bunch of sells here. Could be shorts that are entering here because the Three minutes. Previous had like 179. Hey, shout out to everyone here, 4 concurrent viewers. What's up? 1 minute to open. Let's go ahead and turn up our heads up display as we get into it. What are we looking at here? Link is in the description for more. Features, scroll at each component, instantiate, look at each thing like the trend cloud and the baselines. Would it be strange to come back into some of this liquidity here? Let's go ahead and draw a fib level here on this impulse. And we're open. All right, so what's in these candles? Let's go ahead and take a look. So that was some stopped out shorts right there. Some people peeled off some contracts and or entered short there. You can sign up for this platform for free 14-day trial. Link in the description for more for this 𝗥𝗲𝗹 platform. See what's going in behind the contract, behind the candles. All I know is as you go into resistance and you see a lot of blue, that means there's a lot of liquidated shorts and or late longers, which insinuates a reversal. So the more blue you see, the more likely it goes down from that point. This is why we have a cluster letting us know when there's 200 plus in this 2-minute time frame, and when there's 300 it will give us a little pink thing over here too. When you see a burst like that, then that's likely when it hits a zone and suddenly 70 is there, that's like the popped contracts of the buy side liquidity of the shorts. When you see some like stacking back up as we hit it multiple times, that's possibly people buying in for a surge up into resistance. Go ahead back to this. That was a massive surge up. There wasn't really, the only thing was on the 1 minute. We went over that prior to the open, was this finger up and this hidden bullish divergence here on the 1 minute. The 30-second was giving you some forewarning, but giving you some bullish divergence into that. Let's actually look to the left here. Is there like another contract over here? So we can juxtapose what liquidity we're going into over here. There we go. So there's some shorts over here at the 361 region. These are candles on the left, hourly candles on our way down during the week, so you can kind of see that there's possibly a fair value gap at 361 that we're going into. A short pool here that they're coming to reclaim and test. It's a lot of buyers, a lot of people getting stopped out here that are shorts and or people buying in at the top here. So so many new buyers coming in there. This is definitely new longs based on this new candle. They can say all of these were either popped shorts or what? Were either popped shorts or longs, but now they can ascertain these are longs. There are shorts that could have entered here that they could be popping as well. Boop, boop, boop. That was a nice momentous movement though for the open. It didn't really hesitate. It didn't pivot or hesitate or chop up. I remember on, what was it, 2 days ago, where I was getting chopped trying to like play the open. Alrighty then. Pardon me. Getting some bearish divergence. In case you're wondering, here it is. So a lot of times when we get to the top of this value for the average RSI money flow thing, and then you're getting to the top here, you could see some slight pullback. After a bullish move like that though, I'm just chilling. I'm not really trying to get trapped here because it could just continue higher and develop like a longer version of this where it goes up a little bit higher, and then you get some sort of second tap up here like this, and like it even could go up to there and then start to come down, and then this kind of meanders around like that. So if you're just patient, and we still got a ways until the hour closes too, so we're just chilling. No cross down on the 1 minute yet. The 1 minute, the gap between the baselines here insinuates that it's not yet over until this starts to cross down and see some fatigue. You do got that cross down on the 30-second, but they can easily push it back up. If they can get more sellers to enter here and then they use those sellers to push up for more buy side here, these could be cushions for the squeeze to continue. cross down on the 1 minute. Money's flying away, yet we're going up. So that bounce off the 200 here about an hour ago was like the really good entry on the 16 bar here. Let me go ahead and change this because Run for Profit Friday. So there was like 675 buys back at 346. So ultimately we're waiting for the play to kind of reveal itself. They did the squeeze to the buy side just now in the open, and then they could potentially continue that into the hour, and then at some point you'll see some sort of fatigue, potential shift and pullback that we could get in on. Definitely not my cup of tea to just FOMO into a long or something, but so that could have been enough induced liquidity slash fatigue on the popped shorts that they are starting to shift it back to the opposite direction now. And they test how much they can stop out or induce for shorts to go higher. Create a kind of range bound thing to see both sides here and juxtapose. juxtapose. Holy moly. Right off of that buy right here. So just to note, when you get the 32 on your side here on the Renko bar pattern, when this king size is down bullish, then you don't really want to trade against that. This is kind of looking like it could rip all the way upwards into the previous candles down here at the 400 region on this chart. And so essentially yesterday we were looking at the bottom here and this developing of the reversal after the liquidity grab to the longs. So this could be a market shift to go back up to the buy side for Friday to exhaust the buy side liquidity of the shorts that entered their profit yesterday in a profitable position yesterday and the day prior. Got a money bag there. Overall, the session delta is 6K positive in terms of buyer delta here for the session. 10 minutes till the candle close of the hourly. And this is what I mean by creating that like kind of longer term bearish divergence where it's like getting higher and yet you're kind of making this overall thing here. So not really feeling like a short thing. Like the shorts that are looking to go short are most likely the people that are trapped and they're trying to dollar cost average their entry, and then that's causing their ultimate liquidation. So you're really waiting for like a huge amount of buyers to enter like a significant number, which would be the liquidation exhaustion point, the objective that they're reaching for. So you'd see a huge amount of, we got a huge amount there that were knocked out. And they do that 2 or 3 times and then they'll start to fatigue and hit the other side. Boop, 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 boop. All right, so let's get this ATM strategy up and running here. Okay. Bearish divergence crystal right there. Cloud starting to wane ever so slightly. We got a bounce off of it. Bing. And the 30-second, the super trend holding since the open. We're essentially drifting off of the gas of the shorts that keep entering here. It's a large amount of contracts. It's a pretty volatile, like, amount of trading happening right now. So you're getting that bearish divergence now starting to lock in on the RSI. Once again, I'm not really looking to short this just yet, personally. It could just crap the bed here. Wow, that was beautiful. So that cross down event on the 30-second, you had the cross down on the 1 minute, that if you're patient for that double top, that extended M/continuation bearish divergence, then you could have taken that nice sweet play to the downside. Let's go see what they did here. They engineered some buyers here to the tune of 437. They got 500 contracts, 600 contracts, 437 contracts of buyers, which could be stop shorts but could also be trapped longs. And then they said, you know what, boom, and they ripped it to the downside back to the value area high at 333. So that large amount of pool of buyers right here was a kind of clue. We had a cluster of 675 that was quite nice, and then it surged up into a 400, basically 1,500 contracts in total, plus up in the 62 region after recovering that fair value gap to the left, and then they started to sharply move out from there. Minutes for the hourly candle close, and they stopped out 200, they got some buyers interested. You guys still there? What you guys up to? Bearish divergence played out. Back to the bottom. And so when you reach these levels at the top, like we were talking about the other day, when you get above this certain overbought region, and then the second time you hit it and you come up into that region, it's generally a more fortuitous opportunity. And that happened on the 1 minute as well, getting that bearish divergence crystal. Now we're back at the cloud. On the 1 minute, we broke the super trend on both the 1 minute and the 30-second. This could just be a continuation wave as we go, you know, down some more, perhaps reclaim the entire impulse up. Bearish to retest the cloud. Could be an inversion, ABC. Large amount of shorts and buyers. So they could go up here and confirm We are currently flat, by the way. Just observing. I'm waiting for a low-hanging fruit opportunity. That was kind of one. I just didn't take it. I've seen that play a lot of times where they have the double top kind of like hit to above the overbought and then a second one into the overbought, bearish divergence, boom. The cloud was starting to curve here in a manner, so that curvature insinuated that downside coming. Here you're seeing the money stack back on the table and it's not abating just yet. So there's no reason to think about shorting just yet. I'm just putting this B wave out. You've now negated this entire fib level, so this is extremely bullish. So this is going to delete because it's done. We go to the one time frame here, and this could even be that bullish trend-based fib to the upside here if you look at it this way. So there, down at the bottom, they took out a bunch of sells to ascertain whether those buy-side liquidations were genuine longs or not. They were going to stop them out, and now they're ripping it back up to this top region. For a potential other objective higher. What are the other assets in everything looking at? Tesla up 1%, Apple up 1%. Everything else green, the dollar down a little bit. We're talking about, let's go back here. Let's look at the dollar for a little bit of a dollar break. Dollar starting to become range bound slightly. Breaking beneath the parallel channel of the ascending channel it was in. Bitcoin back below 26 again. It came back to that level and beyond. It broke the pocket for a deep retrace below the 886 even. So you didn't see a reaction off the cloud just yet. Gave the majority of it back, as it would with the weak moves it's been seeing. All right. So you're getting some Fibonacci traders entering here, but no sells just yet. So what are they aiming at exactly? We'll wait for a second hit. Second hit. Went back to the 0.65 region, same play yesterday that we took without hesitation yesterday. My contact is very dry right now. It's also the 236 of the bullish trend-based fib level, so this could also be a very nice, that could have been a very nice entry idea. We're going to disconnect the rhythmic from here and just think about finding a entry of some kind. Let's go ahead and look at Ninja real quick. Pulled back to super trend twice. I'm like kind of projecting stuff that comes to fruition, but I'm not really feeling it like super in the zone like yesterday. So that's why I'm a little bit more hesitant than normal to hit the go button. That was a nice reaction off that the 0.65 region / 236 of the bullish trend-based fib maintaining. Let's see how the second hit there goes. What is this one? 618 golden pocket reaction down. So that was a pretty decent reaction off the 236 right there. And that could have been your like silver bullet entry right there. That could have been it. If we're in a bullish manner here, that could go up. We had a pretty nice day yesterday, so I'm not feeling any pressure personally. How's everybody doing out there? Starting to get a little bit more awake. I was super sleepy when I started. All right. A potential draw up to that 400 region. Trying to switch, but it's like super laggy. Hello? Yep, bursting on through to the other side. Next time I should just pull the trigger when it hits that golden pocket, eh? Like yesterday. That would have been smooth. It was from 33 all the way up to 87. That would have been a massive 200-300 tick move right there. Boom. Anyone catch that? Down there they had about, that was a value area high bounce too. They didn't really have any like sells there. It was just like straight up to stop out the minis players, I guess. So they had the initial surge up, came back, continuation, rise, retrace, continuation, shift, pullback, strength, whatever you want to call it. Here we are getting some resistance at the 706 of the bullish trend-based fib. Come back down a little bit. Bearish divergence. Saying be careful on the longs. Yeah, with the contract rollover and me being ultra tired, I just was like, I'm really kind of, I was hesitant today, if I'm being honest. I just didn't want to be like willy-nilly entering and being potentially wrong or whatever. Something was holding me back. Sleep deprivation, whatever you want to call it. Cool thing was is we were seeing stuff unfold before it unfolded. Like we saw this B coming back to here and bouncing. We just didn't do anything about it. Hey, what's up, Dominique? What's going on? CNC, how's it going? You back from vacation, my man? I think you were like, what, in Italy, right? By the way, CNC, this is a footprints chart. It shows you clusters of where contracts buy and sell, so you could see significant selling volume. Like back here, there was like 322 buys here that were most likely new longs, so they took the new longs for a ride down to here, and then they surged it back up thereafter. So you can kind of get these cluster. I could show you how to set this up too, but you got these basically the indicators. The link is in, you can register for the free trial 14 days in the description, but you basically go to the like cluster search field and you can set how many contracts you want to appear as what color, like this yellow, gold, or this purple, magenta, whatever, for 100 contracts. And it'll let you know, and you can do that on different time frames. On this 15-minute, I have like 300 contracts here, so you can see when significant stuff was entered. Just basically what's happening behind the candles, you know. It's pretty cool. There's been a few opportunities which have presented themselves with confluence of other stuff you're seeing, if nothing else. You can link up your Rhythmic or Ninja Trader. It's pretty cool. You can even trade on this one. You just can't copy trade, as far as I can tell. But it'll show the cumulative volume delta. So for example, if I zoom out here on the 15-minute, you can see what the volume delta bars look like. So far respecting. As we come back into this range. And it's pretty cool how you can like seamlessly go into the candles like that. 𝗥𝗲𝗃 is the name of it. 𝗥𝗲𝗃. 654 buys entered at 7.6. So up here, some buys entered. It's essentially like a rinse and repeat of yesterday, and not so, you know, the whole like come back to that 618 bounce out thing. We just didn't catch it today. Bounce off the adaptive, perhaps. We're at the halfway point for the hour. That was an interesting adaptive moving average kiss with the cloud continuation. What's up, Smurf? Back next Friday. Oh, nice. Breaking on through to the other side. So just to recap, if you're just joining us, they came down to this golden pocket of this impulse retrace continuation idea, also holding the 236 of this larger impulse retrace 236 holding continuation idea. So ultimately bullish, looking to possibly come up to the 600 on this chart, meeting with the chop at the 706. The 706 trap door sometimes opens here if they don't grant permission and want to flush the liquidity. This is what I've seen anyway, so I put this 0.65 706 region for a heed of a resistance level, and it looks like they're flushing it. Let's go see what is going on in the ATAS world here. There was 400 buys, so they stopped out some shorts and or induced some longs, and then started to rip it back down here. Overall, in the last 15-minute candle, you had more buyers to sellers. This is displayed by the cumulative volume delta here. On the hourly too, more than the previous hour. Back at value area high. Still have yet to see some sellers liquidated. Back at the weighted moving average / adaptive on the 1 minute.
Imagine that you're looking at the other side. Like meditating. You need to focus on something specific. Word. Phrase.
Brrts. So more than like an analysis CNC, this is just more like a live trading session. I've just not taken any trades because I've been ultra tired starting out. So we're just observing. But we did see that the possible retrace, we're like projecting the retrace before the retrace happened, and then it came to that zone and we just didn't pull the trigger, but it's cool. We just chilling. I just feel like slightly behind for some reason, like I'm not exactly with it like I was yesterday. Boop, 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 boop. They had some buyers down here that were definitely long at 43 in this hour. So they went and stopped out some, potentially trapped some people. ABC, baby. A, B, see you later.
Like meditating. You need to focus on something specific. A word. Phrase. Don't expect it to happen so quickly.
And those like buyers right there basically become the fuel. These buyers here become the fuel, because it's very clear that those are actual buyers. And that's what the B wave is. It's like, we know those are buyers, so let's take them to explore the sell side. And they trap, the Bs are just traps. The idiot box Bs. And then here's one too, like you got all the buyers up here. Partially, I just don't like, I don't want to disconnect this thing too, because like it's just a whole ordeal to update after the fact. So I'm just looking at this as just studying it. It's a new kind of tool. They come back into these hourly buys here. There's like 1,000 contracts there that they could guarantee to liquidate if they go lower. And so these guys are getting taken for a ride here. Faux shizzle. Same with these guys. Where is it? Not enough sell side just yet. They got to go down a little bit more. I want to see like 300 sells enter, you know what I mean? 300 like leave rather. They didn't get that off that touch. That's where the hesitation came in, because there was no, it came down with the fury, but there was no like actual sells hit. So what was the point of that? Guess it was to stop out the like mini players, the people playing minis, like here and there. So coming down into this, we got 200 contracts leaving at 352, 3, 4, 5, 600 in total here. But this is cumulative over here. And this is what the delta on this rightmost panel is about, telling you how many contracts in the minus or the positive in the overall delta is. And over the session, you got 5K positive net delta. So this is just like chop suey B consolidation right here to go down further. That finger was like, hey yo, check it out. Boom, and then it dropped. Oh, let's go see who it is. Knock, knock. So those were definitely longs that entered their 200 contracts at 331. And these are guys getting stopped out most likely from up above and more people entering. What's so significant about the 331 region exactly? What's so significant about the 331? 331. Is that the 706? Or just negated that whole pocket, so we're in the deep retrace territory of this impulse. So that was your second hit. Still not seeing that much significant sells yet. Alright, we're gonna there is a way to have multiple things connected to this, but we're just going to, I'm not disconnecting because I'm actually gonna trade, but I'm just getting it set up in case there is a trade. Let's see. And we can still update by going to connect to NinjaTrader. There's a way to have NinjaTrader display the live feed like we just saw, but I have to update NinjaTrader and it might delete my workspace, so I'm kind of like hesitant to do that right now. But what I can do is I can hit apply and it will basically like download the changes every time, and it's just not live. So we could just come back to that later and reconnect on here. Connections, turn on the rhythmic. We did come beneath the super trend thing here for a stop on the 16 bar and the 8 bar coming back down into the sweep area level. Coming back to super trend 1 on the 32, rejection off the 200. All right, so we're holding this 706 region /236 of the bullish trend base fib level. Do I want to try to see if this second attempt will hold, or do I think it's going to go lower? All right, we'll see. Let me see, is this linked up? Hold up. Replikanto is linked. Okay, we got the take thing, and then we'll just do like that. I'll probably be instant down, right? One of those times where you're like instant down, get taken for a ride. So there are a significant amount of longs entering here with not as many shorts. We do have some shorts that were triggered here and here, kind of ambiguous. They could be taking those people that just entered back down further. So we dropped even further after that. Yep. So it's going to basically stop me out here, most likely. Coming back down to the Super Trend 2/SMA here. If I waited till 310, that might have been a better thing. Let's go see. We broke this entire impulse for the most part, coming down to the 886. This is a little ABC within an ABC. Money bag coming in though. Potential money bag on the 32nd. Money flow divergence is what it represents. Last 13 minutes of the hour. All right, so did they hit anyone with that last hit down there? They hit a significant amount more. They got yeah, it's likely going to break this now if it's not holding this red zone. Getting another bullish divergence, slight divergence. Ever so slight, not the cleanest in the world. Not like in the disparity in the money flow in the RSI here though, it's expressing fatigue potential in terms of upside fatigue. Getting the crossover on the 1 minute / kiss to the weighted moving average here. if this can cascade a little bit more for a shift and give us a little bit of a green dot, that'd be lovely. How's everyone doing out there? Oh, nice. 2 weeks. Hey man, sometimes a good little rest of the senses, and there we go, getting a green dot shift up here. Like to see it. Need to reclaim this 236 again for some bullishness to continue. This is the trend-based fib level from this impulse retrace back here. Impulse retrace created that 236 to the promised land up here perhaps. And it looks like we're getting the Undertaker play. That money bag though, undeniable sometimes. Money bags. Money bags. So now we should be positive. Yep. Wasn't the best entry in the world, but hey, that's why we got a wide stop on a reasonable amount. And still holding this bearish trend-based fib level. Let's go see what some contracts are up to. Contract. Starting to get a little bit more like with it now. A lot of buy interest coming in, but you got a lot of those stops equalizing them so that. Let's go ahead and see what that looks like cumulative on the 15. So you had a bunch of sells coming into the bottom here at 325, and then we're shifting back up to the 46 level. So this is all a wick on that last 15-minute candle. Zip. And so they stopped out all those buys up above, and then now they're starting to run back slightly. Go to the hourly. It was about, they had previously had that 400, 800 contracts here. They came back to it to ascertain these guys were out, and then they went back higher. That was there before they dropped. So within this candle coming up here, there was like 800 contracts in here that they wanted to make clear before they come back up perhaps. That's why we were looking at a second hit, because there was no one stopped out here. So I wasn't really sold on it because there was nobody stopped out, and it still might come back in our face. But, you know, it just ripped up here without really, off that golden pocket alone. Reclaimed 30-second cloud. The cloud is shifting on the 32nd with that reclaim. So what do I mean by shift? Well, you're getting kind of curvature here like this. Can it maintain? If we change this back to the pocket, or not, it's going to go stop us out then. Either way, it was done when it was done. So they revved back up only to come back further down. And let's see what this is. So there's like 400 contracts that entered there at the value area high, and they just shifted back down. Whoops. And that stopped me out for sure. But that's for the best because it's likely going below that impulse now. So we can remove that because it just negated that entire impulse completely. And 0 for 1 for the day, but it's all good. We're feeling a little bit off anyway. it held that bearish super trend level. See, never went above the bearish super trend and closed above it. It just wicked off it and then kept going lower. Dug my set off a decent hold from the first trade, so much better than earlier. Nice. Looks like an inducement. Yeah, there's just like this right here. That was like 400 contracts of buys that they just said, nope, no thanks, and they just flushed them. Here at the top, so getting buys up in there. 5 minutes for the hourly candle close. My monitor is so big I literally have to like turn my head like this, like a weirdo. And now we're coming back. So this is just like a straight up, they dipped a little bit lower. This is some bullish divergence right here. Another money bag. But we're beneath the 236, so not really seeing the bullishness enter just yet. We're coming back possibly to sweep this little bit of happiness down here. We already hit the wick once. $16 and $8 are now bearish. This sweep level here, coming back to the 200, rejected the 50, basically holding the 8-bar super trend. Booyah. And you're not getting that like super confluence for anything, so just was pointing it out, saying do not enter long. Came back for that sweep of the impulse and going back into the open levels now. So that 706 rejection was saying, nope, too much liquidity, and they went back for that liquidity completely from the top of the range there. let's go see how many sellers are entering now in terms of the buys getting stopped. So now you're getting hundreds of contracts of sell, and you're getting some buyers. Yeah, so the fact that there is more like buyers interested up here, now you're starting to see more red. That's like keen for when you start to see it potentially go up further. When they exhaust the sellers, which is to say the longs, then they go in the direction of the longs. So when you see a lot like this, then that's when I would consider, yeah, this is what I would have liked to have seen in terms of like a bounce zone or whatever, if it was in confluence and some stuff. We're coming back into this candle. The hourly closed. And some days, yeah, Friday is generally the day I'm the most worn down, so that's why I was ultra hesitant today. There was some cool setups like this impulse. Just to recap, there was that interesting retrace here, and we had it first at the equilibrium, and then we swapped it over to this at the pocket, and it had that nice 0.66 confluence with the 236. We just didn't take it because we didn't see any contracts liquidated, but that was a good entry model idea, and we were looking at that ABC idea. So shout out to anyone if you did take that. All right, folks, well, that is it for me for today. I'm going to call it a day here because I don't want to trade past this point, and I need to get some rest as it is midnight my time. So thank you for coming on into the live and sharing your essence with me in this eternal moment of which we all share an inextricable and inexorable part. Thank you for doing your part, for coming on in each and every day, and we'll do the same. And we'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.